So my next step is going to be working basically from the back forward. So these are going to be my exhaust tips. I'll probably still weld a little bit of an extension onto there, but that's going to kind of sit like that with two of them. And then I've worked out a way to connect them. I can't really bolt them together because the engine just has way too much flex and rattle. So what I've worked out is I got this steel rod that's going to weld onto one of them and stick out the back, and then there's going to be a nut here that it basically can just sit in, and that will hold them together, keep them from moving, and I can just pull them together. And then I've got some rubber strapping. I'm going to actually take this off, and I'm going to build a bracket that comes off of back here and bolts into this. That's going to sit on the frame rail, and it's going to hold the back end up and also pull them together so that this stays inside. and then point it down here a little bit for me, and then do it again. You would not believe how many hours it took just to get that final bend, this one there, right? Because that kind of joins these two pieces together, and obviously these tips have to sit perfectly, but I got it all tacked together, so that's kind of sitting how I want it, and I'm gonna start working on the rear valence now and get that together before I weld everything up. Okay, so you can see we've got a rough outline of the main part of the diffuser, which kind of like acts as a fin here, comes up over, steps down for the exhaust to create an opening for that, comes back up, and then we'll have to fill this area in here to kind of hide that leaf spring, so just kind of like a piece continuing it on from the original bumper essentially, but our own piece that kind of just goes in here and hides all of that. Obviously I have to cut this to match that. Once we have it all done, we'll be able to pretty much just put this on a piece of sheet metal, trace it out, cut it, and bend it to fit. Time to take this exhaust back off and weld it up completely. That sounds so good, hey?
Sounds gangster.
Exhaust is done. Sounds so sick. I'm pretty pumped on how this whole thing turned out. It was a lot of work, but we got it. So now we're gonna lower the car onto the ground, just see how it all looks, and mock up the diffuser before we cut it out of some sheet metal.
I'm curious if this would go on there pretty.
Do you have the bolt for it?
Hopefully it works.
So the diffuser and center exhaust is completed. I'm super happy with how this turned out. My first time doing anything like this, and yeah, I'm pretty pumped on the results. I think it looks pretty sweet. There's obviously always things I would want to tweak, maybe potentially kind of this part, how it goes underneath the rear quarter panel. Might want to add a little bit of material there, but I do want to keep this kind of as low profile as possible while still being a diffuser. So we'll see kind of how it looks with the next mods that go with the car. If you're not a fan of this, you might not like what we do next to this, because we're going to be putting some wider wheels on the car and some fender flares, get this car poking out a little bit more, which I think will look super cool. And yeah, lots of cool stuff ahead for this thing.